Hi, everyone. Hi on this fall, autumn day, even though it's still summer. So I'm Sandy Reevy with Intention Beads, and I was told to name my business Intention Beads. I got the message from Spirit and on a Memorial Day weekend of 2010. So been doing talismanic work ever since. I got the know-how that I've done this in a past life, and I am to recreate that in this life. So welcome to a trunk show. It used to be where we did trunk shows in the public world often. And I'm just not traveling as much anymore to the little shows or to some of the big Hay House and Celebrate Your Lives that are starting to come around again. So I'm happy about that. Remember, this is a trunk show of talismans. I'm going to talk about one I wear during during a event where I have to speak in public. I'll talk about what I'm wearing tonight for this. And I usually just put it on when I have to do a presentation of some sort. We're going to raffle. We've got this hour to go over some talismans, some of my favorites, some that I've already made. We're going to go through one that I am about to make on Friday coming up, which is a very special one. And I want to kind of start backwards a little bit, that a talisman is a sacred art object, often made in clay, that is made at a certain time for a definite reason by a spirited creator. And so as a 29-degree Pisces, I'm a spirited creator. We all are spirited creators. And so as the talisman maker, that when you wear the talisman, when you work in your spiritual practice every day upon wearing your talisman and repeating the words that were input into this raw clay material, and you say the intention, the affirmation, and of course there's always a gratitude bead on it, whether it's a large bead or a small bead. And that's just a particular type style that you may choose to like the large bead with all the Swarovski crystals, or you might like the smaller bead that has just two of the crystals on it, and they're a little bit, I guess, green pea size, a little bit easier to wear if you're not used to wearing a lot of jewelry. So there's three things, the Trinity, the three of what you're intending, what your prayer or affirmation is, and the gratitude that you have for what you already have received in life. Those are the three tips and tools and tricks for manifestation. So the talismanic is a magical process that has been done in thousands and thousands of years, and that's why using like stone or clay, something that has to change through fire. And I do put my raw clay beads after I've made them through the oven process, which is 250 degrees. It's not a kiln. It's not a ceramic type thing, which is why it doesn't break. These don't break. So that's what a talisman is. And my company's called Intention Beads. I know most of you own a talisman. And oftentimes in our lives, we are looking for something new, something next, something that is presented itself in our free will and in our fate of our astrology throughout our lives. And there's often times when we just want something new. I know for me, I'm in a new closing of a door and a new opening of the door, because hey, it's eclipse time. It's eclipse season. So I don't make any talismans during eclipses. That's a dramatic closing and an opening of a door. However, if there's some sort of beautiful astrological blessing during that time, I may, but not on eclipse day, either the full moon or a new moon. Anyway, we're live right now, and this is the code for you to take a picture of. And if you are interested in joining the raffle tonight, we will be putting our roundy round thing on right before we close today in about 55 minutes. And we have a winner that will win a talisman of their choice. Maybe it's something that you're going to see tonight. Anybody else have these fruit flies? I've been gone for a week, and they must have found something I have, and they've multiplied. It's very Jupiterian. And so I might be killing some of them while we're on the call today. So the raffle tickets are $10 per ticket, and it gets you one ticket gets your name on the board on the roundy round, and we'll spin it and see who is the winner of this $244 talisman that may be a pre-sale that hasn't been made yet, or that is already made and is up on the website. So I've chosen a handful of talismans to review today, to go over the chart with you, to go over what the bracelet looks like. And there's multiple ways that you can make a talisman, although because I started 30 years ago as a bead and bracelet maker, I was told to make the bracelets. And actually, the very first talisman, I know I'm spinning off here, which is my Mercury in Pisces does this sometimes. The very first talisman that is written about in the Bible were a pair of earrings. Or talismans. And I don't know if you've ever been to India, or the kohl that is around baby's eyes, or dots around the baby's eyes. This is protection. So, talismans were a symbol and used as a protective shield. I can't believe that I have one in my stock about to be protected. And it's a third lunar mansion. I'll talk about that when I get to that. I wear one all the time to be protected, particularly when I travel or when I'm doing something a little bit like wild, like driving a huge U-Haul loaded to the rim 6 hours. I needed my protection bracelet. It's not something I do regularly. So I'm wearing that tonight. But I wanted to talk about mine. This one here. This one here is a talisman that I made about 4 years ago. I made this about 4 years ago, and I just wanted to read this to you. To enjoy positive public attention. And so I wear this when I have to be in the public. I kind of have even though I'm a Leo rising, there's something about it that I like to be a wallflower sometimes. So I wear this one when I have to be in a showcase predicament situation like tonight, to enjoy positive public attention. And so I put this on this morning and say, I shine no matter what the conditions in the world are. I am noticed for my life force and vitality. Others can see and feel it in themselves as well. So I hope I can give a little bit of this like raw, vitality, that life is good, life is beautiful, regardless of what's going on in the world. And, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And so we do have to find our center, keep our intention personal, keeping our intention, our mantra, our gratitude in person. Hey, Cynthia, thank you. I did get my hair chopped off, and now I'm back to my regularly scheduled hairdo of when I was young. Let's talk about the talisman I have. I'm going to do one pre-sale. This is to be made on Friday, September 19th, which is coming up Friday. This is at 4:23 a.m. in the morning. And it's a really special one. So I don't have a bracelet made because it's not made yet. But I do want to bring this is, the moon is, Shift it. Rotate it.
Yes.
Okay.
Other way.
Now we're on.
Yes.
We switched that up and I didn't know it. This is at 4:23 a.m. So we know that the sun's not even up Here's the sun down here. The sun's not even up over the horizon yet, but we have Venus at 29 degrees of Leo. The moon is making an applying conjunction to Venus, which is always a great talismanic time. But this time we have Venus on Regulus. This is a fixed star talisman. This is Regulus. Regulus is to attract respect and loyalty. Regulus is the heart of the lion. And, this is honors, favor, and it's Venus. So there's this Venusian quality. And I want to, because some of you said that you enjoy these talisman trunk shows because you learn something, right? And this book here, Star and Planet Combinations by Bernadette Brady, she is, I think all astrologers that study fixed stars have this book. And I want to just read what she writes about, like she's the queen of fixed stars. When Regulus, the heart of the lion, the royalty, this is one of the four Persian stars, that when Venus is moving with, and it is moving right here at this junction on in the ascendant. So we always have to put a fixed star on the ascendant or the midheaven. Those are the two preferred locations. And we can't always get that. We can't always get that. So when Venus is traveling on an angle, particularly the angle of the wearer of the talisman, the first house, the ascendant, is with the fixed star Regulus, a creative person who seeks perfection and needs to rise above the petty jealousies of others, to receive honors or be a diplomat. So this is about just being, having a lot of vitality, having a lot of spirit. It's just one of the four Royal Persian stars. So that I'm making on Friday. This is a pre-sale. So if you should buy this or should win this, you get to partake in the timing. I count you down. I give you the intention and the affirmation. You get to pick the style, large bead or small bead. You get to help to pick some colors here. Although Venus likes green, so I would suggest you one of the colors to be green. But the intention is to attract and respect loyalty, to attract respect and loyalty. I move through the world with grace and noble strength. Love is my crown and compassion is my power. That's with the moon and Venus on the midheaven, on the ascendant with the fixed star Regulus. So this we can get this maybe once a year, but not always is the moon applying this close to Venus. So this is a rare. Actually all talismans are rare because we don't repeat, but every 26,000 years, just like you're not repeatable. You could be doppelgangered, but you're not repeatable. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Alex? So this next one, I might have showed you last time, the last talisman event we did. However, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's still here. This is to attune to the beauty of the universe. I embrace the ever-flowing and boundless love, empathy, and compassion within me. I trust the gentle whispers of my heart. This piece is Venus is in Pisces. Venus is in Pisces where she's exalted, right? Each planet has a zodiac sign that it is exalted in, and exalted just like you would think. High honors, on a pedestal, very revered. It's looked at as kind of royalty. And Venus is not only in her exaltation sign, she's at her exaltation degree. So each planet likes a zodiac as an exaltation, but there's one degree that it prefers. And this is 27 degrees of Pisces. And we've got the moon moving to Venus. Again, that doesn't always happen. And we have Neptune at 27 degrees. So it's Venus and Neptune. Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, and Venus is the exaltation ruler of Pisces in the first house with moon. So literally, to embrace the ever-flowing and boundless love, empathy, and compassion within me. I trust the gentle whispers of my heart. I'm surprised this is here still. So this is number 1760. Alex has got these up on, and of course, you know, I don't need to show you the card with everything, but everything has an intention card. Whoops. An intention card with the intention, the number, and each piece has the sterling silver has the number on it, so it relates to the number on the card. In case you have more than one or two, I know someone has in the 20s of these, depending what they are wanting for that day. And then, of course, it gives you the date and time that I made it, the sun, the moon, the ascendant, and what was going on as we're kind of duplicating the chart. But the charts are always on my website. I always take a picture of the chart in that section, and then the affirmation, what it is you pray. So that is to attune to the beauty of the universe. Again, Venus's exaltation degree, folks. Yeah, that's unusual. All right, let's go to that third lunar mansion. So I'm going to talk about lunar mansions. This is kind of a wild color. It's got some oranges and purples and reds and greens. It's very bold in color. And this is to be protected. This is number 1781. Alex will put up here in a second. So this is a third lunar mansion. And actually, I've sold a pre-sale tonight that is a third lunar mansion. And let me show you this. Okay. So third lunar mansion is from 20. This is when the moon, there's 28 lunar mansions. So if we took the 360 degrees of a round circle and the 360 degrees of all the zodiac signs, 30 degrees and 12, and you times that together, you'll get 360. So there is a place, if you divide that by 28, there's 28 lunar mansions, lunar, moon, mansions, areas of the sky that are about 12 plus degrees apiece. And when the moon monthly rotates through these mansions, and some are harsh, some are challenging. And the one that I always try and look for is this third lunar mansion, which is, again, the moon is in the third lunar mansion today, all day today. But it's when it's coming up over the horizon that we can grab it. So this is the moon coming up over the horizon between 25 Aries and 8 of Taurus. So this is to be protected. I am secure. My voice carries power, and my thoughts shape reality. I attract all and only good things. So this is, I do try and get this monthly, not always possible, but this case, and this I made on June 21st, just a few months ago. And one of the things I want to teach you, so this is one of the books that we use. This is Christopher Warnock. He's a magician. He's a magic talisman maker as well. He does things in silver and gold, big medallions, big pendants. He sets the time and has someone pour them at a certain time. But he wrote this book on the lunar mansions. And I want to talk about the third lunar mansion that I'm talking about. Just want to read a little bit about here. So anyway, I mentioned it goes from 25 Aries to 8 Taurus. And there sits the Pleiades, right? Which is called the many little ones. The Pleiades are known as the seven sisters, right? and they all have a role to play. And this is a very propitious time when you can get the moon there. And the keywords are universal nature, auspicious fortune, fire of transformation, creative energy, beauty, and abundance. And to have the root word of Pleiades means fullness. So when we talk about the Pleiades, it looks kind of like a cluster up there by the horns of the bull. This mansion augurs abundance. It is a positive indication in questions of wealth, prosperity, and career. It also may indicate full flowering of art, beauty, and creativity. In Picatrix, I don't know if you guys know Picatrix, it's the ancient Arabic book on magic, on talismanic magic. And in Picatrix book 4, chapter 9 says that the talisman of the third lunar mansion is for the acquisition of all good things, So this being the talisman for protection. And so again, here's this very, very colorful and creative talisman here, large bead. So there we go with that one. And again, I made this June 21st at 1:59 a.m. So anytime I can grab a third lunar mansion, I'm up. Let's go to this guy. This one is to convey my message. This is a small bead. To convey my message. Made on June 2nd of this year at 5:36 a.m. And of course, if it's convey the message, we already know it's a Mercury in Gemini, very strong Mercury. And so Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. And by the way, Mercury's in Virgo this week. And it's about halfway through. It's about 15 degrees of Virgo. So it'll be here for 3 weeks. So we're about halfway through. So we've got another, say, 10 days. But this one is made when, let me show you. To convey my message, I speak intelligently with purpose and passion. All those who need my thoughts and ideas gather round and take note. They understand me. This one is a lot of Gemini. I have 0 Gemini planets in my chart. I have my South Node there. But this would be for someone that needs more of that literal details, the left brain. I'm a strong right brain, but for someone that needs a lot of kind of check marks, details along the way. We see that the rising sign is Gemini, Sun is in Gemini, Mercury is in Gemini, making a conjunction, an aspect to Jupiter. So Mercury in Gemini is the small details, all the little parts, and Jupiter here at the last few degrees of Gemini is about the big picture. And so Jupiter here, the planet of expansion, is in Gemini, ruled by Mercury, co-present and conjunct. So this is, again, we won't see Jupiter in Gemini. It's not his preferred place. It's not his preferred zodiac sign to be in. He likes the opposite sign of Sagittarius. In fact, Jupiter rules the opposite sign of Sagittarius. And so when a planet is in the opposite sign from where it rules, it's called detriment, and it has a debility. However, this debility is not so debilitated because the ruler is with it. So it's kind of like, supportive, getting help. And so this is, I speak intelligently with purpose and passion. Again, that purpose and passion is the Jupiterian way. All those who need my thoughts and ideas gather around and take note. They understand me. Sometimes when I have a strong Jupiter in my chart, and sometimes I just wish people would read my mind, or if I said one word or I gave a phrase, people would understand me because I have no Gemini, but I have very strong Jupiter and I have a lot of Pisces. And so sometimes when I'm talking to somebody that I'm just meeting, Alex, she might say, "Oh, she's speaking in code. You just have to be around her long enough to understand her code." And so Alex will say, "Well, here's what she's really meaning." And so I think that's funny because I don't have Gemini. This is a lot of Gemini. So it's about speaking intelligently, speaking thoughts and ideas that others need. So this could be, you could be the solution, the solver of problems here. And people come to you for that, right? Could come to you to fix that or give you direction to this, that, and the other thing, give you phone numbers, give you the details, tell you how to go about things. This is a beautiful one to get your message across and for others to understand. This is a really nice one. And it's a small bead and it's got some blue, a little bit of green, but Mercury is ruled by green. Is ruled by blue. Venus is green. Mercury is blue. And also Mercury likes little patterns, because he can like so many, he's the multitasker. Mercury is also the trickster. He's the guy that retrogrades a lot, 3 times a year. We're not in a Mercury retrograde period right now, but we will be in early November. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a large bead. And if you have any questions, let me know. I can go pull back, or again, you can still buy raffle tickets. It's not too late. You can go to the very last. It's $10 a raffle ticket for winning a talisman of your choice, even if I'm not showing it to you tonight, but you get a $10 gift card. So you don't throw your money in a pot if you don't win. That $10 or $20 for 2 is usable on the website at some point for a product. All right, let's look at this one. This looks a lot like some tones of yellows and beiges and a little bit of green. This is to host gatherings where creativity flows. Again, this is a lot of Gemini. I made this June 5th. A couple days after all that Gemini was going on. When I surround myself with beauty and am in harmony, fun, laughter, and connections always encourage deep discussions. So let's go over this chart. Again, we do try any talismanic magic should be done best if it's in a first house or a 10th house. We'll get to some 10th house, which is the midheaven, which is more about public image, career, fame, and how you're known in the public world. This first house is just who you are, and it also represents the talisman maker. So here we have the sun at 15 Gemini, Mercury at 22 Gemini, and coming up over the horizon, and there sits Jupiter in the last degree of Gemini. So it's, again, all here in the first house. And in Hellenistic astrology, there's, you might say here that, Mercury is within 7 degrees of the sun. And Sandy, isn't it that any planet that's within 8 degrees of the sun is called combust? In other words, that planet is not seen because it's too close to the sun and you can never see it, whether it's coming up before the sun or going down after the sun. It's too close and you can't see it. Yes, you're right. But when that planet that we're speaking of, this one we're talking about, Mercury, is in the sign it rules, there's a term in Hellenistic astrology that is called in the chariot. And if we can picture something in ancient times of the ruler of the house, the ruler of the, let's say, castle, or the pyramid or the location, because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. And the king, the sun, the king comes to visit while that planet is at home, right, in his home sign, in his domicile, that it's called chariot. So that planet is moving with the king, with the king. It has a like tarp or umbrella or covering that he is being shielded from the burn of the sun. So this is one of those cases, is it's being shielded. Mercury's walking with the king. And so to host gatherings where creativity flows. And again, that says, when I surround myself with beauty and in harmony, fun, laughter, and connections, Gemini, lots of conversation going on, a lot of hands flowing, a lot of movement, right? A lot of back and forth, a lot of multitasking, that it really can be jokes and laughter and wittiness and comments and things that are just coming into your head and then they flow out. It's just a active, fun time. And the more you talk and you are around good people that are creative, your creativity begins to activate, to flow. All right, let's go to, I'm showing mostly, I see now, large bead. And I'm not privy to, this one's mostly pink. And actually, and I'm using a crystal that's called AB. AB crystal is called Aurora Borealis, which then takes on the look of the rainbow, right? It's kind of like, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of like very rainbowish. And so I picked that crystal for this because it's a lot of, I don't know why. Pink, I don't seem to be drawn to pink. That's my sister's color. But I use pink and this is really beautiful. This is to dance freely with the unexpected. So if we hear unexpected, we know there's got to be a Uranus, the planet Uranus, who is the planet of liberation, the planet of awakening, the planet of unexpected deliverance. We know when we hear unexpected, he's in the mix. And so this one is to dance freely with the unexpected. My uniqueness honors and invites rare beauty, because Venus is moving. I'll show you. Venus is moving with Uranus. My uniqueness honors and invites rare beauty, surprising grace, and divine spark. I unfold beautifully. So this is this chart. This was on July 1st at 1:55 a.m. Venus was coming up over the horizon in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, so Venus is very well placed here. And you do want the planet that you are bringing to light, bringing into the talismanic energy, into the magic. You want that planet very well positioned in a sign that it likes to be in. So we just talked about Mercury in Gemini, thumbs up, yay. Now Mercury moved on to from Gemini. What's the next sign? Cancer. And he doesn't have any specific role. He doesn't dislike it, but he doesn't love it. So we're not going to use Mercury in any of the talismans when he's in the sign of Cancer. But we'll use Venus when she's in her Taurian home place. So here she's about to come up over the horizon, and she is moving toward, she's at 26 Taurus. She's moving toward Uranus. This is the planet that Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus for about 7 years. I'm going to make a side comment here. The planet Uranus just a couple months ago moved into the next sign of Gemini. I wish we could do a raise of hands right now in whose life is on super twirl, super spin. I mean, I used to be a baton twirler, but I don't even think I can handle what's spinning in the air and coming down and catching it. It's gone too high. It's gone too fast. It's too many spins. Is anybody feeling like it's hard to stay centered? So many things are changing. And the planet Uranus, could be disturbing, could be distracting. It could be chaotic. That's what Uranus wants to do. And he's moved into Gemini. He's going to move back into the last few, it's going to move back to 27 of Taurus, but not right now. He's retrograde, but he's at 1 of Gemini. So his life taken on a twirling dervish kind of attitude. It kind of is giving us a bit of foreshadowing of what he is coming back to do in next spring and stay for 7 years. So, kind of grasp what you can, try and find your boundaries, try and find your grounding. In fact, I'm barefoot right now. I really like to be barefoot because so much is going on. I need to feel grounded. I need to stay centered. So this is to dance freely with the unexpected. So this would be a great one in order to call in my uniqueness honors and invites rare beauty, surprising grace, and divine spark. I unfold beautifully so that you can be grounded in the Taurian energy, earth, and have this really being kind of not exploded, but unfold quickly as your grounded self. And of course, it's about, you might as well get into a rhythm with it so it's not so jerky, right? Because Uranus can be jerky, but Venus is saying, let's get into some sort of dance. Let's get into some sort of free, maybe a static dance. This is Venus, Uranus in the very last degrees of Taurus. So, who wants to dance freely? Let's get the next one up here. So, if you have any questions, I'm here and free to answer. We're going to go on to another one. Well, I see green. So, without even looking at the notes that I've written, I know that this is a Venus. This is a Venus bracelet. Again, the planets like particular colors, and Venus is green. So this one is to radiate peaceful stability, to radiate, to express, to just have a wellspring of peaceful stability, like all is well. And this is, to radiate it everywhere you go. This is made on August 15th at 10:31 p.m. We have, I root in love, heritage, and the sanctuary of home. I live from the depth of my being and attract harmony and abundance. So this one, this one now we see that our friend, and trust me, friend Jupiter, it's hard to see here, but the fancy four down here is Jupiter. He's down here at the IC at the very bottom of the chart, right? This is the top of the chart, way up here. This is the bottom of the chart. This is the rising sign. We have Taurus rising. So we know that what rules Taurus? Venus. We know Venus is the helmsman or the ruler of the chart. And when I say helmsman, it's been written that the planet that rules your rising sign is the steerer, helmsman of your ship, your whole life. And I really like that word, helmsman. It's not the captain of the ship. It's not the navigator of the ship. It's the guy steering the boat through its course. Anyway, Venus is this helmsman, and Jupiter is co-present with it, and Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So in June, early June of this year, till June of next year, 2026, Jupiter is in its exalted place of Cancer. So you earlier heard that each planet is exalted. It rules certain signs. It's in its domicile, it likes that, it's home. But when it's exalted, it's really like treated like the royal guest. Doesn't have to work, doesn't have to pay bills. When you're the ruler of your domicile, like each of us are the ruler of our own home, we have to clean it. We got to get food in. We got to pay bills to live there. We're home. We've got our pillow and our blankie and our comfortable clothes, our own toothbrush, but we still have to keep it tidy. And so it's nice to have a planet in domicile, but wow, to have a planet in exaltation, you're a welcomed guest, and you have clothes made for you, your favorite flowers, your parties are being hosted in your honor. So Jupiter, this whole year, from June to June, is going to be in Cancer. So here we're just about a week away from his 15. He is exalted at 15. That's his degree, 15 degrees of Cancer. And he's almost there. And he's moving and co-present with Venus, the ruler of the chart. So this is in the fourth house, really close. Well, it's third house, but really close to the IC, right here within 5 degrees. So we know that's already conjoined the IC of home, of stability, of roots, of heritage, of sanctuary of home, to live in the depth of one's being and to attract harmony and abundance, because harmony is Venus and Jupiter is abundance. So all the words for intentions and for affirmations are just rewritten in a mode for what it means to look at the chart there. I hope a child is born at this moment. This child would probably love being at home, love his parents, love the heritage, want to know he might be the one that, builds the family tree, right? Puts that together, because there's something about stability for that child. So that's this green one. Next is we're going to show a small bead. So this is, I don't know why I drew this is a really cool pattern. This is pinks and yellows. Who would have thought that? This is to rise from the truth of who I am. This kind of reminds me of, I'm taking a group to Tuscany, Italy, to a castle, a 700-year-old castle next month. And we're studying past lives, past guardian angels, current soul missions, current guardian angels. And this kind of reminds me that to rise from the truth of who I am. Each day I lead with light, rooted in peace and open to the magic that unfolds from within. So it does just feel like something is oozing, magic is oozing out of you without, pushing it out or, having to press it to get it out. So this was made on Friday, August 15th at 6:09 a.m. So this was this chart here. Let's see. So this is a Leo. This is Sun in Leo. So the Sun is in Leo coming up. It's just daybreak. The Sun just came over the ascendant, the AS, just came up in its own domicile. Sun rules Leo. Sun is exalted in Aries. Just little information there. So here's a Leonian, a very proud, like I lead with light. I start each day as I rise. I lead with my bright light at daybreak, right? Um, I am rooted in peace. Here's this Jupiter and Jupiter and Venus here in the 12th house with the moon. Can you see this? The moon is up here by the midheaven in Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus. So we got two exaltations, and moon is making the next aspect to Jupiter. Again, we have to watch for Ptolemaic aspects for the moon to be making a luscious, yummy, a nice aspect to this. And this is a sextile. So a sextile is 60 degrees. That says there's opportunity here. Do you want to take it? You know, it's like, would you like this hors d'oeuvre? I'm serving it to you. Would you like one? Right? So there's an opportunity here. Would you like to rise from the truth of who you are? Here you go. Would you like it? Go ahead, take it. I just like this one. To rise each day, I lead with light, rooted in peace and open. Like I'm not fearful. I'm not hiding. I'm not restricted. I'm not in control. I'm open to magic. So that's that one. How are we doing on time? We have before we, yeah. All right, so let's go to the next one. So I must have been in a yellow mood. Oh, I know why. Why would you think I'm in a yellow mood? I can already tell you this is a sun in Leo again. So let's go see. Because what color is the sun? Yellow. So this one, to be radiant, to be a radiant force in the world. I claim my place. I walk with purpose. I am guided by my inner fire. I am a light. That's powerful. There's a lot of, 4-word sentences. It's like, I am this, period. I do this. I claim, I walk, I'm guided. I am a light. So this one, again, is that Leo. The colors will always give me, in you over time, the direction of what the focal planet is. So here's the sun coming up over the horizon in Leo. The moon is exalted this was done August 15th this was done at 5:34. Sun wasn't up yet. The one I just showed you had just come up, so I kind of showed these backwards. But I made this one before I made the one I showed you last, because this was made at 5:34 a.m. Sun's not quite up over this line yet. And we have the moon up here in the 10th house, angle house, very important, making an aspect to both Jupiter and its ruler, Venus. And there's what's called a mutual reception. And when you can get a mutual reception and you see it if you see it in a natal chart or you see it in an election chart, election charts can be talisman charts. And I do that a lot. I mean, that's who I am, is talisman making. So let's go over this. Let's talk about the mutual reception. Just means two planets are making aspects and they're in each other's signs. Let's show you. The moon is in Taurus. What rules Taurus? Venus. Astrology 101. Venus is in Cancer, ruled by what? Astrology 101. Moon rules. So moon is in Venus's land and Venus is in moon's land. And they're actually doing a Ptolemaic aspect. That is conjunction, sextile, which is 60 degrees, square, which is 90 degrees, trine, which is 120 degrees, or opposition, which is 180 degrees. So this is mutual reception. In other words, they work well together. They're in cahoots. That's my dad's word. They're in cahoots. They work well together. So just this is the sun and the moon are in angles. That's kind of where they shine their best, especially when they're in, again, sun is in its domicile and moon is in its exaltation in an angle. Yeah. Okay. So to be a radiant force in the world. And you don't have to be forceful to be radiant force in the world. Okay, let's do this one. This one is about material gains. Now, I used a green crystal here. Whoops. I used a green crystal here. And of course, this is a fixed star. And fixed stars, I love fixed stars. I mean, it's what I taught mythology at my Greek retreat. 2 Greek retreats ago, we talked about mythology in everybody's chart. I'll just give you a little hint here. We've just set up our Egypt retreat in September of 2026. I'm running 1 retreat next year because I'm going to be moving and selling my house and relocating and helping my mom in Ohio. So I've got a lot of stuff to do, but I'm setting up 1 retreat, and that's Egypt for 2 weeks, plus an add-on to the oasis in Sahara Desert called Siwa. We've got it all planned, and I'll be it. You may not even, if you're interested, let me know. Send me an email, send Alex an email, send me a text message. I'm just announcing it kind of, this is called public. It may not even get up on my website because it's a very small group, so that we're all on one dahabiya boat where we sleep. I don't want more than 1 boat, and we can only take like 11 people. And I've got some people that are already going. The ones that went last year with me, they loved it. Anyway, getting back to what we're here about today. So this is the fixed star Sirius. That's what I was going, because when we're in Egypt, we're able to easily see the night sky, especially when we're on the Nile, and we'll point out these stars for you. It's so magical to watch. This one is to increase material gains. I am touched by the gods. I own a sense of the divine. Opportunities for monetary growth seek me in a way I hear and respond. So this is, again, seriously, this one's, please, somebody win this tonight. And if you don't, this one should go. Now, let's go over this. So what do we have rising? It's Libra. This was done at 10:03 a.m. So we see the sun's already above the horizon. There's the horizon. Sun's already above. But we got Libra coming up. We don't care about Mars. Mars is in the 12th house. He's hidden. Saturn's in the Caden house. Mars is in a Caden house. We're good. So Libra's the ruler. What rules Libra? Venus. Venus is up here in Cancer at the top of the chart with Jupiter at 15 degrees of Cancer. Jupiter's at its exaltation degree. Jupiter's at its 15 Cancer exaltation degree. And Sirius is the fixed star. I didn't write that in here, but there's a fixed star right here at this angle right here. So it's kind of like the planet Sirius is the brightest star. No, it's not the brightest wandering star, right? They're fixed stars and there's wandering stars. And the Egyptian astrologers were like, these stars, these bright beings, some are moving. What's that about? Those are the planets because they're wandering. They are moving through the zodiac sign. However, the fixed stars stay in position. Now, I have to paraphrase, put a little asterisk there. The stars take 72 years to go on what's called a precession, and they move 1 degree every 72 years. So come on, let's just say in our lifetime, they're in the same degree. They're at the same degree. But over centuries and thousands of years, they have moved, which is why it's a whole other conversation about tropical astrology and sidereal astrology. It's another conversation. I'm a tropical astrologer. So here, the Sirius, and I want to read real quick if we have time. Do we have time? Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, and it shines. I'm going to my book, Bernadette Brady's book. I studied under her. She's one of my mentors. Is the big dog, right? Sirius is the big dog. It's one of our Orion. Orion had 2 hunting dogs, the big dog and the little dog. And so when you have Venus and Jupiter with Sirius on an angle, it has to be on an angle. With Venus, it's a poet, an artist, or a talented musician. To look for divinity within one's relationship. That's with Venus there. When Jupiter is the inspirational and artistic and athletic endeavors, to suddenly achieve a result well beyond one's dreams. And so to have the brightest star in the sky with Jupiter, a bright planet in his exaltation degree, and Jupiter what reveals wealth, and Venus, some people use Venus, like my friend Susan Goodell uses Venus as the money planet because it's what you can buy, right? Venus likes to wear nice things and have jewelry and nice clothes and nice cars and nice artwork and nice house and things. And so it's really about increasing material gains, which can come from gifts, winnings, or finances, money. So I am touched by the gods. I own a sense of the divine. Opportunities for monetary growth. Seek me in a way I hear and respond. In other words, yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, I'll be right there. Yes, sign me up. That's great. Thank you for inviting me, right? Because you have to respond to opportunities. So this one should go. This one needs to be manifesting on someone's arm because it's at the exaltation degree. Oh, last chance. We've got just a few minutes left for last chance to get your tickets. Huh? Oh, show up here. Here's how you get a ticket. Right there. Even my mom, 93 and a half, knows how to put her phone up to the screen and get on, I don't know, she got on SPN. She wanted to watch my nephew's football game. So my mom's like all about that and getting on. She's funny. Look at this one. This is an interesting one. This is really cool looking colors here. To open doors to deeper wisdom. This will be the last one I show. Again, this is Sirius, like Sirius, like the planet, like the fixed star. To open doors to deeper wisdom. My daily life is a sacred rhythm of healing, nourishment, and quiet power. My acts of service connect me to my source of strength. I made this one on Thursday, August 14th at 2:25 in the afternoon, p.m. And we have rising over the horizon. We have Sagittarius. So we already know that Jupiter is the helmsman, the ruler, and we know that Jupiter is in a really good space in his exaltation. We have the moon in Taurus exalted and making that next conjunction to so two exaltation planets looking at each other going, I see you. Isn't this fun? Aren't we in good spots? Isn't this great? So this is just to open doors for deeper wisdom. Because when we talk about wisdom, that's Jupiter. Jupiter is wisdom, and it's in the 8th house of deep psychology, about really looking into the depth of healing or nourishment or quiet power. I have very important planets. I have two. 8th house is the house of transformation. I have my sun and my Mercury there. It's not always an easy place, but if you want to transform, you're ready to go through some hard times. And hard times are not hard to find when you're looking for transforming and seeing a different perspective to something that has been always, always, always. Change your mind. You're changing your life. So there's that one. So are we, oh, we're over time. Oh, so Alex, should we do the whirly whirl? It's called it's like the carnival, your church carnival, spinning of a wheel. Let's see who wins. Let's see who wins the talisman of their choice. And of course, when you get it, we'll do an activation. You'll set it up. We'll do an activation call, which is included. Make that bigger. Can you make that bigger and me smaller? Okay, click to spin. Is it already spinning? Oh, here we go. La 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 la. Maggie, you won. Oh my gosh, congratulations. I haven't seen your name in a little bit. I don't think this whole year. So happy to find out what it is. Maybe it's something you've seen here. Maybe it's something that is over there in my drawers that I haven't pulled out lately, or maybe it's a pre-sale. There's so many pre-sales. We've got Mercury in Virgo, so I'm grabbing a lot of him, and we have, of course, the Jupiter in Cancer. There's a lot of that coming up this month, so lots of pre-sales out there. So if we're all ready to sign off, I've got a talisman to make pretty soon. Tonight, it's the 3rd lunar mansion. So thank you for joining. We will be back probably in November some point for another talisman trunk show. And thanks for showing up and being here with me. Blessed days ahead.